Hello, my name is Christine Alexandru and I'm joined today by Paul Robbins, and we'll be discussing the important issues in this area.
Yeah, thanks, Christina. So I guess in a nutshell, what's happened here is that the relief available under the RDEC scheme has increased, but the relief available to SMEs has decreased.
So what is the background?
Well, this has been bubbling under for quite a while now. Initially, the consultation was launched back in 2020 and has been revisited since then. But then in the autumn statement of 2022 and the spring budget of this year, Jeremy Hunt, the Chancellor, announced some significant changes in the way in which R&D relief is given.
Why are these changes being made?
I think there are three main reasons why they've decided to change things. The first one is that I think our viewers will have picked up that there's been a lot of activity from HMRC around R&D relief claims. And, they've found a degree of fraud in the process, and I think they felt they needed to do something. The second point is that it's clear that the Treasury is now sort of backing the RDEC scheme as the one that they like most. And that's, I think, because they think it supports innovation whilst also being good value for the taxpayer. And then the final point is that I think they were going to revisit the RDEC anyway because they wanted to make it more competitive on an international basis. Okay,
so what is changing with RDEC?
Well, prior to the 1st of April of this year, the RDEC available to companies was at 13%, which gave an effective tax benefit of 10.5 pence per pound spent on qualifying R&D. From the 1st of April this year, the RDEC increased to 20%, which increases the effective tax benefit to 15 pence per pound of qualifying expenditure, where the company pays tax at 25%, and to 16.2 pence per pound of qualifying expenditure, where the company pays tax at 19%.
And what is changing with the SME scheme?
Well, as I said at the start, the relief is becoming less generous. So from the 1st of April, has become less generous. From the 1st of April 2023, the rate of enhanced deduction available to SMEs under this scheme decreased from 130% to 86%. And for many companies who are loss-making, the rate at which enhanced losses can be surrendered for a tax credit also decreased from 14.5% to 10%.
Are there any other changes to note?
Yeah, I think there are probably two that are worth particular mention. The first one is a change in the assets that can be taken into account as qualifying expenditure for these purposes. So what they now include are license payments for data sets, data analytics and cloud computing costs.
Okay, I understand that the second one relates to the claims procedure, is that right?
That's absolutely right. So claims made on or after 8th of August 2023 must be made online and must be supported by new, what is called additional information. The form must include extensive details of all the projects, even if these are second year of a project or a subsequent year of a project. The name of any agent assisting with the claim must also be disclosed, along with details of costs incurred across various different categories. And finally, the claim must be signed by a named senior officer of the company.
Okay. Is there anything else that our viewers would like to consider?
Yeah, I think there are some other points that are worth paying some attention to. First of all, there is now a claim notification procedure. So this is even before you make a claim, you have to notify your intention to make a claim, and that will be done via an online portal. There are new provisions which allow claims to be corrected where the company size has been assessed incorrectly. There's a extension of the availability of the 1-year grace period, and some changes around the effects of claims on where there's been a transfer of trade. But I guess what I should say overall about all the things we've discussed in this video is that they're quite complex. There's a lot of detail lying behind the summary we've given today. I picked up a lot of the points from an article, a very good article that Graham Connell did in our Tax Weekly e-magazine. which I would urge our viewers to read, or to read the various other different coverages of the new rules that we have.